Hello and welcome to this lecture, and from this lecture onwards we are basically going to design a Firebase backend application which looks something like this. So as you could see, it looks quite beautiful, and it's kind of like an application like Instagram where you could upload pics, add names to it, add a caption and something like that. So in this application we are going to design, or we are going to learn a few things. The first thing is how to design this kind of layout. The next thing which we are going to learn is how we are going to create user accounts and how a particular user can post this type of image with name and description or name and caption. And also we are going to learn about different functionalities like how the user is going to log in into the application, how the user is going to log out of the application, and everything like that. So this is kind of a combination of all the things which we have learned, and this is going to explain you guys how all the things are going to work together in a single application. So this is the layout which you could design in any of the application. You could use Photoshop, you could use Sketch or anything like that, or you could just download free mockups like this from the internet as well. So this is the layout which I have designed here for our application, and maybe the final product is going to look a bit different from this, but we are going to use this as a reference so that we could go ahead and create our application. So what this application is going to do is that this is the home page of our application, and we have a plus sign or a plus button over here. So whenever you are going to click that button, this activity is going to get launched. And when this activity is going to get launched, as you could see, there is an image button over here. So when you click this button, it's going to redirect you to the gallery activity, and you could select images from gallery. So when you select one particular image, you need to give it a title and you need to give it a description. And when you do that, it's actually going to post your image over here. And if you have a look over here, we have used card view over here. So this thing right here which looks like a card is a card view, and this is going to be a recycler view. So what the recycler view allows you to do is that it allows you to add multiple views. So if you scroll this thing, you will be able to find multiple card views at the bottom as well. So this is the application which we will be designing. So let's go ahead and get started with the application designing part. So let me just open up Android Studio. So we will be creating a new Android Studio project, and let's name this project as insta app. Click next, select the API level 15, and instead of selecting the empty activity, go with blank activity, and let the name of your main activity be main activity, and finally hit finish. So in this part, what we will do is that we will basically go ahead and connect Firebase to our application. We are going to add the dependencies for storage as well as database, and we are also going to add the dependencies which will allow us to add the card view as well as the recycler view. So if you recall, the card view is actually this view right here which you are able to have a look at. So the card view is going to have an image, and it's going to have a bunch of text over here, and it actually looks like a card, and it basically casts a shadow on the bottom surface right over here. And the recycler view is nothing but which allows you to kind of scroll through the entire card views which are available. So let's go ahead and minimize this, and as you could see, our project is setting up. And also make sure that you are logged in into your Firebase console as well. So we do have some projects here, and this is going to be a new project which is going to be insta app. So once this thing is loaded up and finished indexing, we are going to connect Firebase to the application. Okay, so now we are set up. So let's go to Tools, Firebase, and let's first go ahead and enable the real-time database. So click on this, connect to Firebase. It's going to take a while, and these steps are the usual ones. So click on connect to Firebase, and our application is going to get connected. Then we are going to add the dependencies for database, and once we are done with this, we are also going to add the dependencies for storage as well, because we do need to store images over here. Okay, as you could see, now the application is connected to Firebase. Now let's click on this button right here to add dependencies. Click OK. You could again go to the assistant, you could go to Firebase, and you could go ahead, click on storage, and as you could see, the browser actually popped up, which is going to create the new project. And now let's go ahead and click on upload and download, and simply add the dependencies for storage as well. So click over here, accept changes, and once this thing is done, we will be basically good to go. So as we want to go ahead and include a recycler view and a card view in this layout, first what you need to do is that you do need to add dependencies for the card view as well as recycler view. So in order to do that, what we do is that we go to the menu of file, then you go to project structure, and here you go to the app, and here if you go to dependencies, as you could see, these are the dependencies which we are using right now. And if you want to add a new dependency from here, you could simply click on this plus sign right here, and we basically want a library dependency. So the card view and recycler view actually are the library dependencies, so simply select that option, and here you simply need to type in card view and click on the search icon right here, and as you could see, now you have the dependency for card view. So once you have this dependency, what you need to do is that you simply need to click OK, and that's going to add the dependency for card view. So similar to the card view, we are also going to add the dependency for the recycler view as well. So simply click here, go to library dependency, and in order to add the dependency for recycler view, simply type in recycler and click this icon right here. And as you could see, this dependency right here is the dependency for recycler view, so simply click OK. And once these two dependencies are added, simply click the final OK button over here, and hopefully they are going to be added successfully to our application. Now the dependencies are added, and you could cross check by going to the build.gradle file, and as you could see, we have the dependencies added up over here. Now the next thing which we need to do is that we need to start designing the layout of our application, and the first thing which we do is that we go ahead and remove this button right here. So for that, what you need to do is that you need to go to the activity main.xml, select this button and hit delete. So now the button is deleted. Now we also need to delete the text view over here. So now go to content main, select the text view and delete it. So now what we need to do is that we need to go ahead and add a plus icon right over here, and for that what we are going to do is that we are going to go into the menu folder, go to menu_main.xml, and here let's add in another item, and the item is going to have some properties as well. So the first property which we are going to add is the ID, so that's going to be ID add plus ID, and let's say this is going to have an ID as add icon, and we will type in a property show as action, that's going to be always. So what this thing does is that it's going to show this thing over here as an icon, and this should actually be app show as action. So once this thing is done, let's also set up the icon, but right now we don't have any icon which we could go ahead and add over here. So I already have one icon, which is the plus sign icon, which I have downloaded. But if you wish to download the plus sign icon, what you could do is that you could go to design.google.com. So simply type in design.google.com, and here you could find a bunch of resources or assets which you could use to be included in your application. So let me just scroll down over here, and we basically want the material icons. So select this option right here, and it's going to take a while for this thing to load up. And as you could see, we now have 900 material icons which we could use. So in here, what you could do is that you could simply type in plus, and as you could see, we have a bunch of plus icons over here. Or instead of plus, you could add something like add. So if you type in add, as you could see, we have an add icon over here. So you could choose from any of the icons which you want, and I'm going to go with this one. So if you select this, it gives you an option to either select the black or white color. So I'm going to go with white, and to download it, you simply need to click on this button right here, and that's going to download it in a folder for you. So now if you open this thing up, in here we are going to have a bunch of icons over here. So if you open this thing up, go to Android, go to HDPI, this is the icon which we have over here. So in this case, you actually need to go ahead and extract each of those icons, and you need to put them up in these folders right here, which is the minmap folder. But for now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just paste it in the drawable folder, and I'm going to use only a single icon to save time. So I'm again going to go back to the downloads, and let me just copy this icon, go back to the drawable folder and paste it over here, and let me name this thing as add icon. Click OK, and as you could see, now I have an icon over here. So now in order to add up the icon over here, you type in Android icon equals add drawable add icon, and as you could see, now the icon appeared right over here. So once this thing is done, the final thing which you need to do is that you need to set a title over here, and this title is going to be something like, let's say, add icon, and we are basically good to go. So once this thing is done, we are done designing the first piece of our layout, that is nothing but the icon over here, and we do need to change the color, and we are going to do that in the upcoming lectures. But the main thing which we have done in this lecture is that we have added the dependencies, which is the dependency for the card view, for the recycler view, and also we have connected our application to the Firebase database. So in the next lecture, what we will do is that we will go ahead and make this plus icon button functional. So whenever you are going to click this button, it's going to redirect you to this activity, which is going to be the upload activity, which basically allows you to post this kind of content to your activity. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.